What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel. Hope y'all are all doing marvelous, and maybe some of y'all came from my Instagram, or maybe you just stumbled on here. Either way, warm welcome to you. My name is Lionel, and some people know me as Alan. Either one works for me. I usually tell people my name is Alan whenever they can't pronounce my first name right. Trust me when I say it happens a lot. But anyway, what I want to do is go into what this channel will be about, and essentially sort of talk about why I got into this, considering this is somewhat of an intro video for me. So as a recently certified nutrition and wellness expert, there are things that I learned that, I didn't even know myself. I've been working out ever since I was 14 years old, and nutrition, probably about almost the same amount of time. Obviously, gradually, it took me time to get to understand like what foods to eat, what foods not to eat, as it correlates with your goals and things like that. So what I want to do is, start going over like nutritional breakdowns, but I want to break them down in a way that, a lot of people don't really think about, or in a way that's never really been broken down to people like that as common as it should be. And that's kind of what the whiteboard here will be for. So it's gonna feel sort of like a classroom vibe in a sense, but I want us to have fun too. So but the whiteboard essentially will help me, provide sort of a visual to you and help, better explain what it is that I'm trying to say. Why I got into this? Well, first and foremost, it's my passion. A lot of times, people will see me out, if I go someplace, travel somewhere, what have you, I started noticing people look at me and be like, hey, you pretty, built, what is it that you do, or what have you. So then I catch myself having to tell people like what it is that I do in the gym or even outside for cardio. So I go over, what I do for exercise, and then of course nutrition as well as it relates to, your goals at the time. So I started sort of carving out that that's what it is that I like to do. So it's a passion of mine, being able to help other people out, giving people advice, whether even in the gym sometimes, some people will come up to me and, they'll just ask, hey, what is it that you normally do? Like what kind of routine are you on, or what have you? As a matter of fact, just a couple days ago when I went to go get my hair cut, I was in the barber shop. One of the other barbers had asked me, how many times a week I go in the gym. And, he was trying to get fit himself because, he said that his back was starting to hurt a little bit, just as a result of, some of the extra that he has on in the front. Essentially, it's a passion of mine, and that's first and foremost. It's been a passion of mine ever since, like I said, I was 14. And, over time, as I learned new things, and the most recent certification that I got definitely, helps keep that passion ignited, especially, given everything that I learned there that I didn't before. So then number 2 goes into the next reason as to why I wanted to do this, my own personal health issues, and I'm sure a lot of y'all out there may be able to relate. So for me, I call these the big 3, right? 2 of these I'm at risk for, and I have dealt with in the past, and it's all because of genetics. But I have dealt with 2 of these in the past, and I deal with one of them currently. The one I currently deal with is high cholesterol. So as far as I know, on my mom's side, I'm always, whenever I go to get fasting labs at the doctor every year for my annual physical, normally something in my lipid panel, which I'll go over in a future video. I'll definitely be talking about cholesterol among, other things, but in your lipid panel, you have different levels of, your low density lipoproteins, or LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. That'll spike, or sometimes my triglycerides, which is also part of your lipid panel, will spike, or it'll be my total cholesterol that'll spike a little, more than normal range levels. And again, I can exercise, eat right, but, as far as I know, according to my doctor, because it's genetic, I don't know if there'll ever be a point where I'll get under the normal range, or at least within normal range. So I am allowed for the time being to have a little bit elevated cholesterol, but we of course compare trends to previous years and things like that to make sure that I'm not spiking too much. But I do, deal with high cholesterol. It's one of the things that I also am able to speak on, and it's always a constant fight, and that's one of the things that, like I said, keeps my passion ignited as well, because, I can't give up. Oftentimes I tell myself I don't have a choice but to work out and to eat right, but I try not to look at it as if I have no choice. The truth is I have no choice, But again, it is also a passion of mine. I do love working out. I love, cooking my own meals, meal prepping and things like that, which also reminds me, meal prep videos, some of that will be on this channel too, and those videos will range anywhere from different dieting types. So, there'll be vegan recipes, there'll be vegetarian meals, there'll be lacto-ovo vegetarian in some cases, there'll be pescatarians, and maybe even the paleo a little bit, Mediterranean too. So I have a wide range of, meals that I have prepped so far, wide range of videos that I've made, just being here in the kitchen and, making my own meals for every week. And then diabetes and hypertension, those two issues I have dealt with in the past, but they're not recurring issues like high cholesterol is. And again, those are also genetic for me too. What I've noticed with the diabetes and hypertension, so for diabetes, the highest I've gotten so far, and this was about, I want to say 2 years ago, highest I've gotten, I want to say, is pre-diabetes stage. So, of course my doctor is looking at me like, you're in pre-diabetes stage now. So, you want to make sure that, you are watching your levels. You want to make sure you're watching what you eat. And of course, exercise, get that heart rate up, which is going to, help with, the cycling out of, a lot of the visceral fats that can lead you to have these issues, which again is all stuff I plan to cover on this channel. Hypertension, of course, high blood pressure, all these things do run in my family. And, I deal with one of them. The other two, they come and go. As long as I'm careful, they don't ever come. If they do, then that means I know I'm not, there's something I'm not doing right. I know there's something that I really need to be, focusing on and maintaining that focus on. Last but not least, this channel is also for you all. So, as I mentioned, as a recently certified nutrition and wellness expert, there are things that I learned in that certificate program that, like I said, I did not know myself. And if I didn't know, chances are a lot of you out there may not either, unless you're, of course, already in the realm of fitness and nutrition. Then you may know a lot of things. And even if you are in that realm, there may still be things that you may not know, whether in regards to fitness or nutrition. So a lot of what I'm going to cover is going to be mostly nutrition topics, but I will cover some fitness here and there, especially, some of the nutrition topics I talk about will definitely correlate to fitness anyway. So, I say it'll be a mix of both, but it'll probably be slightly more nutrition just because, that's where my expertise lies currently. This will be for your knowledge. So some of the things that I didn't know, a lot of y'all I'm sure didn't either. Just to go into a preview of things like how much, K calories, and I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard the term K calories, but you hear calories, but you don't hear kcal. And what that basically is it's an energy measurement, right? It's like, it's a measurement to how much energy you get from certain macronutrients. Now your macronutrients, a lot of people, y'all know, and maybe some of you don't, macronutrients are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. There's a specific amount of calories, of energy, so to speak, that you're supposed to get from each macronutrient with every meal or every item that you eat. And honestly, that's going to be my next video. That's literally going to be the video that I, make next to cover all of that. That's pretty much it. If you got any questions, definitely put them in my comment section. Feel free to also like, subscribe, share this channel with people. Hopefully in the coming times, I'll be providing, info to you that will be of value. So definitely stick around. You're not going to be disappointed. You're definitely, going to want to catch all the breakdowns that I give you using this whiteboard as my visual to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll catch y'all on the next one.